Acha guys, you have seen uh, the standard normal distribution has the parameters like its mean is 0 and its variance is 1. You have, when you have your standard deviation like this, then you can use that table. Okay? Lekin if you have if your normal distribution is not a standard one, then you have to standardize that given normal distribution so that you can find the probabilities using that normal distribution table. Like look at this example here. The first question here, it says find the probability that x is less than 11 given that x is normally distributed with the mean 8 and the variance 25. So Bacho, you noted down that we have a standardization formula here. We're not going to derive it, you just have to learn this. It says x minus mu over the standard deviation. This is the formula we shall be using to convert our given normal distribution, to standardize our given normal distribution, or to code our given normal distribution into a standard normal distribution where the mean is 0 and the variance is 1. Like let me start this A part. It says in 1A, we're given that probability x, we have to find this probability x is less than or equal to 11. And we're given that x is normally distributed with the mean 8 and the variance 25. ठीक है? अच्छा, बच्चों यहाँ पे एक और चीज that you have to be very careful about, that is a normal distribution has the parameters variance and the mean and the variance, okay? While uh, the information, the parameter that is used to standardize, that is this standard deviation. You have to use the standard deviation over here. So this 25 right now, that is the variance. When you want to standardize this, you will write the same probability x less than or equal to 11 as this is going to be probability z is less than or equal to 11, that is your x, okay, minus the mean, which is 8, over the standard deviation, which is going to be 5 in this case. So you will have to see this is probability z is less than or equal to 3 over 5. So when you reach this level, this is what you have already done. You know how to find the phi of 0.6. This is like finding the phi of 0.6. So you see that here, if you see your mean is written 8 over here. Can you see that the mean is 8? But this should actually be 0. Okay? So if you want to make it 0, you will have to use this formula over here. Okay? So now finding the probability x less than or equal to 11 with the parameter mu, which is 8, and the variance 25, is same as finding the probability z is less than or equal to 0.6, where your mean is 0 and the variance has become 1. Okay? Now you will be able to find this value from here. We go into this table and let's see where is this 0.6. So we have 0.6 here, and this is going to be 0.7257. So this probability x less than or equal to 11 is going to be 0.7257. Okay? Here guys, up here you will be using this formula here. Okay? Look at this B part. It says find probability x is less than 69.1. So you have to find probability x is less than 69.1. And you have these parameters here, like, you know, your x is normally distributed. Let me cover this up here. Yeah. So you have your x here in this B part. You have x normally distributed with the mean, which is 72, and the variance is 11. Okay. So when you want to find this, so this would be same as probability z is less than 69.1 minus 72 over the square root of 11. So never forget this, okay? So let's find what is this? This is 69.1 minus 72, and it is divided by the square root of 11. So we have minus 0.874. You better write this correct to 3 decimal places. So z is less than minus 0.874, okay? And you know that this is phi of minus 0.874, and that is 1 minus, you see this is your exercise 8b. This will be haunting you today a lot. So now let's see what is 0.874 here. 0.874, 0.8, let me clear this as well. Yes, okay. Here, yes, okay. 0.874, 0.8 is here, and 7 is here. So I'll be picking this, and then under the 4 I have this 11. This is going to be 0.8089. 1 minus 0.8089. So you should be very good at finding these probabilities from this table. So this is going to be 0.1911. There is a very small probability that you have the values less than 69.1 with this given situation. Okay, now going back to the exercise, look at this C part here. Guys, you see that this is, again, if you people are good at finding the probabilities from the table, you will really love this. It says you have X, which is normally distributed with the mean 5 and the variance with the variance 5 as well. Okay, and you have to find this. Let me cover these areas here. Okay, acha. So we're given that X is normally distributed with the mean 5 and the variance 5, and we're to find the probability X is between 3 and 7. So no worries, guys. We have the formula to standardize this. Look at this, how I'll be writing it. This is going to be X minus mu over the standard deviation, X minus mu over the standard deviation. So we are standardizing here, okay? So this is going to be probability Z is between minus 2 over under root 5, and this is 2 over under root 5. Now the ones from you who have learned this well, that if there is Z is between minus A and A, that means phi of A minus phi of minus A. So this can be written as 2 phi of A minus 1. They will have no issues with this now. They will write this happily. This is 2 phi of 2 over under root 5 and then minus 1. Otherwise, the ones who have not, I'm repeating this again and again, the ones who haven't done that 8b, there would be these pictures, these symbols would definitely be haunting them, scaring them. Okay, so this is 2 over under root 5. That is going to be 0.894. So this is 2 into 2 phi of 0.894 minus 1. Let's go to the table and see what do we have. Phi of 0.894. Phi of 0.894. So 0.8 is here, 9 is here, and 4 is here. So 0.8, 9, and here it is 4. This is 0.8144. This is 2 into 0.89, sorry, 0.8944 minus 1. So 2 into 0.8944 minus 1. So this is the probability of something to be between 2 and 5 here. 3 and 7, sorry. This 0.7888. So that is the answer to this, that if you have this mean and this variance, the probability for something to be between this range is going to be 0.7888. ठीक है? अच्छा, इसी तरह से you look at these questions now. This question number 2 is in front of you. It is your turn now. You try the parts of this question number 2. Okay, I in fact tell you, you try this A part, B part, and then you do that. You do this A, okay? You please start that A, then you do that F, and then you do that J. Let's do these 3 parts from here, and then I'll tell you how to do these. So this is to A, to A, to A. Okay, we are given X is normally distributed with 6.2 and 6.25 is the variance. We have to find the probability that X is less than or equal to 9.7. So we should say that, okay, this probability Z is less than or equal to 9.7 minus the mu over the standard deviation, which is 6.25. Okay, so this is, let me use the calculator, 9.7 minus 6.2 over this 2.5, so we have 1.4. Okay, so this is phi of 1.4. We'll go to the table. 1.4 is here, 0.9192. Okay, this is your 0.91, 1.4. This is your 0.9192. Okay, so that is going to be 0.9192. That is it. Okay, now, for the ones who really want to go for the A star, you see, we have found the probability less than or equal to 9.7, and then he's asking you to find the probability that what is the probability X is greater than 9.7. Okay, so you see, if here it is your 9.7, you have already calculated the probability less than this. Is asking for this. So this is going to be 1 minus this answer, which is 0.9192. Okay. So this is 1 minus 0.9192. That is going to be 0.0808. Okay. So that is your A part has been completed. Similarly, I'll be doing this F part. It says you have X is normally distributed with the variance 11 and with the mean 11 and the variance 25, and we have to find the probability that X is between 1 and 25, 1 and 21, sorry. Acha, over here, though this is in this 2A, whenever we are dealing with the normal distribution, this is all about the continuous data. So there is no harm if you put this equal mark over here or not. But if you see that this is at the same point, if you have got the probability less than 9.7, and then you define the probability X is greater than 9.7, so it's really nice to use the greater than sign with one of them. Okay, so obviously it's 9.7 is included here, so its complement will not have 9.7 in it. So it's good to not to use the greater than sign with one of them. I hope you understand this. Okay, otherwise if it's just one value, so it's really insignificant to have that equal to mark or not to have that. Okay, now this probability X is between 1 and 21, so when you standardize this, the same becomes 1 minus 11 over the square root of 25, which is 5, and this is your Z, and this is 21 minus 11 over 5. Okay, so this is going to be probability that your Z is between -2 and 2. It's exactly a situation where you have between minus A and A. So you can allow me to write, if you want to do the whole steps, you can write it as this: phi of 2 minus phi of minus 2. This will give you 2 phi of 2 minus 1. So let's see what is phi of 2 from the table here. Phi of 2, that is 2.0. So that is here with me, that is 0.9772. Okay, this is 2 into 0.9772 minus 1. This is 2 into 0.9772 minus 1. I have this 0.9544. 0.9544. Okay, I'll keep on doing these questions. Then I move on to the J part. Okay, the J part. Okay, in this J part, let me have some space for the J part. Just like this. The J part. Okay, 1J. It says your X is normally distributed with, like, mean is 12 and the variance is 2.56, and you have to find the probability that X is between 8 and 10. Okay, so the same would become, when you standardize this, let me write that formula: z equal to x minus mu over the standard deviation. Okay, so this is going to be 8 minus mu, I think this is 1.4, the square root of 2.56 is between this and 10 minus 12 over this 1.4. Okay, is 0.0994. Is that the answer? 0.0994.
जी sir.
Thank you, Beta, for checking the answer. Like, if this is your question here, X is normally distributed with the mean this, variance this, you have to find this probability. So you would straight away standardize this. You would say that, okay, it's going to be Z is less than or equal to A minus 30 over this 4. Never forget to take the square root here, okay? And that is 0.8944. So this becomes phi of A minus 30 over 4. That is equal to 0.8944. Acha. So this A minus 30 over 4 is going to be 0.8944. Okay? And sorry, यहाँ पे phi inverse लिखना था. This is phi inverse of 0.8944. Let's go to the table and find the phi inverse of 0.8. I think we just used it, we found it in the previous questionnaire. 0.8944 was happening to be exactly falling somewhere. 0.8944 is where it is. Here, it is here, 0.8944. That is 1.25. Okay, so this A minus 30 over 4. You see, now we're finding the phi inverse. Okay, so you will see inside the table, where do we have, do we have this 0.8944 or any value nearest to this, and then you see this is your 1.2 and this is your 0.05, 1.25. So this is 1.25. So A minus 30, that is going to be 5, and A is going to be 35. Okay? Then maybe you can look at question number 3, part C. Yeah, 3C. Okay, look at 3C now, guys. 3C. Okay, 3C, we have X is normally distributed with the mean 23 and the variance 9. And we have to find the C such that probability X is greater than C is 0.9332. Is 0.9332. Acha, now you have to see that, okay, there is a greater than sign, and look at this probabilities. It is also more than 0.5. So what do you think about this C? Is that negative or positive? Hmm? Yes, Bacho, is it negative or positive? Hmm?
Negative.
Yeah, it is negative. Look at this. Since this is 0.9332, so C cannot be over here because we have the greater than region. So it should be somewhere over here because this area looks to be 0.9332. So C is representing a negative value. Anyhow, you have to standardize this. So this is going to be probability Z is greater than C minus 23 over this 3, and that is equal to 0.9332. Now मेरे बच्चों, you have to realize कि हाँ यार, this is minus. So let's make it minus forcefully. There is no harm in writing it like this, minus into 23 minus C over 3. Because we want to show that there is a negative value because of which we have greater than that is going to be 0.9332. So you have a greater than sign and there is a negative. If you recall that thing that if you have, let me write it here. If you recall that thing, if you have probability Z is greater than minus A, so that is simply phi of A. That is simply phi of A. So you can write this as phi of 23 minus C over 3. That is 0.9332. So this 23 minus C over 3 is going to be phi inverse of 0.9332. Let's go to the table and see where do we have this. 0.9332. 0.9332 is going to be, this is zero point 0.9, yeah, it is exactly here. This is 0.9332. That is exactly 1.5, okay? So these are really nice questions. We're having exact values here. So um, this 23 minus C over 3, that was 1.5, bacho? Yeah, that was 1.5. So 23 minus C is 4.5. So C is 23 minus 4.5. C is going to be 18.5. ठीक है? क्यों भाई? Any comments, any concerns, any feedback? Hello? Say something, bacho. Are you understanding? Are you able to grasp it? Can you follow all
Yes,
these
sir.
things? Chale, that's good. So then you can try some more parts from this third question while we come back for the second session.